Hello. Welcome back to Vocation Bible School Day 5. I hope you've had a wonderful week. Let's jump in today with finances. Do we understand that everything we have belongs to God? When we get a firm grasp on this, it will be much easier for us to turn it back over to Him. And knowing that He always has our back and is looking out for our best interest and knows what He's doing should make it quite simple to turn it back over to Him. You may already know that God asks for 10% of our income to be given back to Him. If you're not already in the habit of doing this, it might feel difficult to start. And truthfully, whether or not you tithe doesn't determine your salvation. God doesn't need your tithe. He owns everything in the whole world. He doesn't need your tithe, but He asks for it because, as in everything that He does, it's for our benefit. As we give, we learn that we can trust Him even more, and we begin to taste and see that He is good. God says in Malachi 3:10, "Bring the full tenth into the storehouse, so that there may be food in my house. Test me in this way, says the Lord of armies. See if I will not open the floodgates of heaven and pour out a blessing for you without measure." As a child, I knew nothing of the financial struggles that my parents had, but as we grew, they shared one particular story with me that has just stuck with me all these years. And it taught me a lot about the goodness and the provision of God. And so I've attached a video of myself and my daddy with him talking about it. And I hope you enjoy. Hey everybody, this is my daddy. This is Ken Beam. All my life he has told us about a time that he and Mom tithed, when it was a very hard decision to make. And the testimony of the goodness of God and just how He takes care of His own. It's a promise. So I would like for you to tell them the story about when y'all tithed. In the late 1970s, we lived in Georgia. About how old were you and Mom?
In our 20s. That's all I remember.
Okay. And the three of us kids were in diapers, weren't we?
Yeah.
Mom had what, like 3 surgeries, I think?
Yeah.
So there were medical bills coming in. Yeah?
Yeah.
Probably quite a lot of them. Then there was the house payment and groceries and diapers and all the stuff that needed to be given. But what else needed to be given?
The tithe.
Yes. And even today, would you say tithe is more important, or groceries, house, bills?
Putting God first is what's most important.
Right. So all of our life, you told this story. You had to choose between tithe, medical bills, groceries, and house payment. What did y'all give?
Tithe.
Gave tithe, and then there was a little bit left to pay on medical bills, wasn't there?
Yeah.
But that left the house payment and groceries and diapers for 3 people who were dependent on you, plus Mom. Probably kind of stressful, was it not?
It probably was. I can't remember that far back.
So, but you gave your tithe. And if I remember correctly, Mom always said she was kind of mad at you for a little while for that.
Seems like it.
Yeah. But what happened the day after you gave your tithe?
We received a check for $250. I don't remember who it was from or why we received it.
I think it was from Papa and Mama Jessie.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't think they had any idea that there was a need other than that they knew we had medical bills coming in. And in the late 1970s, that was more than enough to make the house payment and buy groceries and diapers, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to ask you this question even though it's a kind of a duh question and everybody watching knows. But who really gave you that money?
God did.
Yeah. That was literally straight from God. That He made sure they had that amount, that He laid it on their hearts to do it, and then they obeyed.
Yeah.
And gave. Do you remember where the verse is found that talks about
the righteous God will provide for?
Yeah, it's in the Bible.
Yes, this is my dad, folks. I'm pretty sure it's in Psalm 103, but it's a promise. God promises that if you are obeying Him, if you are living righteously, that He will provide for your needs.
Yeah.
Maybe not your wants, maybe not the needs the way you see them,
Yeah.
but He will provide for your needs. And I'm
Amen.
just super thankful that y'all lived that, and that y'all told us about it, and that it was always pointed toward God and not your goodness.
Luke 6:39 says, "Give and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over will be poured into your lap." In other words, you give what God asks of you, and He gives back far more than you gave. You cannot outgive God. It simply isn't even possible. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. God bless you.